Once before, I talked about why we hate NTR, but I was still unsatisfied. I figured, why stop there? Why not destroy NTR's hold on you and anyone in the world once and for all? That disturbing feeling you get that makes you watch an NTR you hate all the way through, even though it makes you sick to your stomach and you want to stop, but you just can't for reasons you don't understand. I'll show you why it happens and how to stop it, forever absolving you of the curse that is NTR. Let's begin. For those of you who don't know, NTR is cheating, but in anime. For example, it is a known fact that all girls within an anime are destined to bang just one dude. That is our main character. But if God forbid one of said girls doesn't find him appealing and likes someone else, she's being actively stolen. I'm just kidding, that's not NTR. But some people actually claim that it is. No. True NTR, oversimplified for obvious reasons, is a bit more harsh than that. A woman who has history with someone, usually the main character, who actively loves him, gets swept away by someone else. Someone who has a bigger rock and can throw that rock better than anyone. Rock is all that matters from that point onwards. And it doesn't really matter how she got to witness this man's rock-throwing skills, whether through blackmail, coercion, or social pressure. The moment she laid eyes on the rock was all that mattered. The rock is just that good. That is basically NTR. If you've watched it, you know the feeling. Beyond the hatred, beyond the rage, that strange pull to watch it all the way through, despite wanting to puke from it. Maybe you're hoping for a better ending, or something to change, only for nothing to change, and then you move on to the next story, already knowing how it ends just to watch it all the way through again. Rinse and repeat, and suddenly you're in a rabbit hole of compulsion you can't escape from, and can't explain why. It doesn't even turn you on, for Christ's sake. Right? To explain this pull, this hate watching, we need to look at the signature move of all popular NTRs. That is, art design. You've noticed it, everyone who watched it did. It is no coincidence that most NTRs you'll find have the best art, the greatest, most detailed reactions, the deepest blushes in existence. Meanwhile, in church-approved hand-holding stories, finding good art is like searching for that one perfect McFlurry among a batch of mid-tier ice creams. You must be asking yourself, why? Are messed up people just that much more talented? I'm here to say, no, they're not. It's intentional. Matter of fact, if you ask the same artist to draw a church-approved love story and then an NTR story, the NTR will almost always come out more detailed and polished. There are many reasons for that, but the core one is a naked body is a naked body, regardless of whether it's in an NTR or a vanilla story. What I mean by that is your body will respond to a huge pair of bazungas regardless of the context. That's basic biology. Your reptile caveman brain rarely gives a damn about a story when arousal is involved, and NTR artists know that. But here's what they really know, the part that makes them especially dangerous. They know that when you see that naked body inside an NTR especially, you feel guilty for responding to it, because of the context that goes against your morals. So they make it extra beautiful, extra detailed, to make the guilt hit harder, making you read all the way through to prove to yourself you aren't turned on by it. Because we humans like to believe we're so moral, so refined, that if we decide on something, our bodies will listen to us. But your body doesn't care about logic and reasons. If it did, you'd never get angry no matter what anyone did to annoy you. You'd never feel depressed or sad because that'd be illogical. Arousal is like anger and sadness in that regard. You can't reason with it once you feel it. It's involuntary. So you watch the NTR again, not because you want to, but to prove to yourself it doesn't affect you. You hate share it. You rant about it. You give it engagement, attention, and reach. And the artist gets more famous, while you get more miserable. NTR's power was never the story. The story is mid at best. Its power is making you fight yourself. So, how do you break the loop?
認めるよの人。俺はお前だ。俺はお前を否定したかった。今つらい。
You stop fighting. I don't mean that you now have to love NTR from now on, or force yourself to enjoy them. That'd be a different kind of problem no one wants to get into. What I mean by that is that the compulsion to keep watching NTRs only works as long as you treat your own biological response as something to be ashamed of. That's quite a mouthful. Basically, you're allowed to get turned on by something while at the same time not agreeing with what's happening. The moment you separate "my body got excited" from "I approve of this," you won't feel a pull anymore. For example, you can appreciate the cinematography of a horror movie film without wanting to be murdered. You can recognize a villain's speech is well written without joining their cause. NTR is no different. It's just convinced you that arousal and agreeing with something are the same thing when they're really not, because it keeps you engaged. As we talked about earlier, fear and negative emotions in general keep people watching longer. And once you see that, once you actually internalize it, you can look at an NTR and feel, nice art, garbage story, anyway. And that's the day NTR loses its power over you forever. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a pleasant day. Please donate me $1 million.